We don't add colouring to our... Well, we probably add colouring to everything that we need to add colouring to. Don't add colouring to our...
Oat cakes.
Oat cakes.
Peanuts.
Peanuts. Broccoli.
Starbucks coffee.
Starbucks coffee. It's brown, it's brown.
Brown, it's brown. With milk. Then it's light brown.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Jen.
My name's Rachel.
Welcome to our channel. We are Whisky Geeks.
Not whiskey snobs.
So if you like all things whiskey,
And you're not a snob.
subscribe! So we're trying a Beinn Dubh today
Yes.
from Spey.
Yes.
This is mainly popular, I would say, with people who hark back to an older whisky. They talk about this whisky that they saw once. And they say it was black, it was so dark, it was black.
And
So
it is quite dark.
It is very dark.
It's quite dark.
So Beinn Dubh translates as Black Mountain, Black Beinn.
Which is what it says also in the bottle. I'm just wondered, how do we know it's from Spey? Because that's not on the bottle. We just know that.
Oh, I don't know actually. We know it's from the Speyside Distillery in Newtonmore.
And this says it's Beinn Dubh, Aviemore, but that's where the mill is.
Aviemore, yeah. I don't know, I suppose Aviemore is the biggest town, so it might say it's Aviemore.
Yeah.
Is it Newtonmore or Kingussie? I can't remember. I think it's Newtonmore.
So around that kind of area.
Yeah.
Ah.
It does say Speyside Distillery, established 1995 on it. 1895.
Spey was 1990s.
It might be an old one.
This is shrouded in mystery. This
shrouded in mystery to us mainly.
Shrouded in mystery. So...
Yeah. So you can see it's very, very dark. That's what people like about it, and that's why people buy this whisky, because they remember the Loch Dubh. This Loch Dubh whisky. Oh, it was so dark. It was so dark. It was like cola.
Yeah.
So this is port cask matured, which will make it dark.
Of course.
Won't make it that dark.
No, and it's also non-age statement, so you don't know what age that is. And if it was really old as it would have to be that dark, they would definitely be putting an age statement on there, I think.
Yeah.
So
that's the only other one I've seen that dark, I think, that's natural colour is a 40-year-old Bowmore, I would say.
So that's exactly what I was going to say to you. The only whiskey I've seen as dark as that is whiskies that are in excess of 30 to 40 years.
Yeah.
Like the Leitch 42 is pretty dark.
Yeah.
That's maybe on par with that.
That's another one, yeah.
But a whiskey with no age statement, so it's colouring.
It's colouring.
Isn't it?
Believe it or not, they're allowed to add colouring to single malt whisky. It's caramel colouring, E150A, I think it is that right? E150A. So
what, we can smell it first and then we can discuss colouring.
Yeah.
Should we do that? Raisins.
Raisins a little bit.
Bit of cherry,
I get lots of vanilla.
Blackcurrant.
Lots and lots of vanilla on that.
Yeah, and it's hard. I actually see, looking at the colour, I think even influences me.
Yeah.
Slightly, because it is so dark.
No, I would say if I wasn't looking at it, I would think it was quite, or maybe middly in colour.
Yeah.
I would say I don't really taste that that's a port cask. Really? I get lots of vanilla, like that's a bourbon cask. Maybe first fill bourbon.
Oh, I think I do get some fruitiness, like it's a...
I'm not picking that up at the moment.
Fruity.
I get much more vanilla, like Mr. Whippy ice cream with a flake.
And a bit spiky. I'm not getting as much vanilla.
There's a wee, there's a wee, it's quite alcohol-y, it's quite spirity. It's got a wee warmth as well, there's a little warmth to it. It's not got that much on the nose, or that much complexity.
No.
It's quite, mostly vanilla I get.
Slange.
Cheers.
Very sweet.
I get more of the fruit now.
Very sweet.
Vanilla and raisins.
Quite pleasant. Actually, yeah, vanilla and raisins.
Rum and raisin ice cream.
Agree, yeah, rum and raisins.
Or actually almost more like a vanilla ice cream with chocolate covered raisins through it. Maybe a kind of cookie dough ice cream with raisins in it as well.
It tastes a lot nicer than it smells, I think.
So yeah, definitely, and so much ice cream and ice cream wafer. I get on that.
Yeah.
Wafer, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot. nicer, I think, than it smells, and it tastes more full than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Even though we have tried this before, I think it was a while ago.
Vanilla ice cream and ice cream wafer, even more so on the finish.
So that's not what we'd be expecting from a port whisky, really.
No, I would expect rich, fruity, maybe raisiny, maybe berries of some kind.
Bit of spice,
yeah, bit of spice, plums, yep.
That kind of thing. So, colouring. So what this whisky promotes or sells itself on is not the distillery, is not the location
almost,
or anything.
I would say, almost distancing itself from the distillery.
Definitely.
It's not the same branding as the distillery.
No.
It's not the same bottle shape as the distillery.
So it's, I think for that one's all about the colour. That's why they're...
Yeah.
And I feel like colouring for me in that circumstance is like lying to you and quite problematic. It feels really disingenuous.
Although I do think it hits a point, like it really, really hits the mark on exactly what it's trying to do. We have people that come in that say, there used to be this whiskey called Loch Dubh and it was really, really dark. You show them that and they almost always buy it.
Yep. So
that's what they want.
So it's for some people and it's exactly what they want. For some people, yeah.
I suppose what I would think in that case is it's nice and easy drinking, but it looks to them like quality. It looks like I'm getting lots for my money on this dram because of how it looks. And if that's important to you, that's absolutely fine.
Do you think on a bigger scale than that is worse for the whisky industry or worse for
probably
for the integrity of that?
But are those people that's what they're looking for? Are they ever going to deviate from that? Or are they just that's their bag and that's what they're going to stick to? Then there's all the other people that know about all the other things and are going to take that into account. I feel like the people that are wanting that, they've got their blinkers on and that's what they want. Yeah. And I suppose if someone's producing that
and it's fulfilling
and it tastes perfectly lovely, exactly. Then
and outside of that, what is your thoughts on caramel colouring? Yeah,
I think usually unnecessary.
Yes. And why? But so usually what it's used for, they say, is consistency, and not for this. It doesn't really feel like consistency. This feels like a product that's been changed to look like something that it wouldn't be. But oftentimes it's for consistency, which you see some need for. But I also don't totally buy it's for consistency. I think it's also to make you think it's older.
Yes. Yeah.
And darker.
I think some possibly for consistency, and I get that if you're going to buy, if you don't know much about whiskey and you're going to buy a bottle of whiskey today and you say that's what it looks like, great, I'm tasting this, I love this whiskey, you finish it and in 3 months time you want to go buy another one, if it looks drastically different, you might be suspicious of it.
Fair. Yep.
But more and more people are more educated on what they're eating and drinking and they're more clued up on what they're wanting to buy. And transparency and provenance and all that.
Would it stop you buying a bottle if it had colouring?
No, if I really liked it.
Yeah.
But it would make me it would make me more suspicious of it and less keen on it because it's not as truthful.
Yeah, like what you're trying to hide.
Yeah, it's not as transparent. Exactly. Yeah. It's trying to hide something.
It's also for me. It's like you are contributing to people coming in the shop and saying that is rubbish because it's dark.
Or that is rubbish because it's pale.
Because it's light, and I'm like,
and we get both.
This is annoying because I then have to explain that, so I feel like it's contributing to that slightly. But whether those people, whether distilleries stopping using colouring now would actually change that long-held thought about whiskey, it wouldn't do that like quickly.
Yeah, no.
Even if they did. You can, what I always direct people to, because it's sometimes quite hard to find if they add colouring, then they need to tell you in German retailing websites, don't they? So if you go to a German retailer's website, if you're in the UK, it will be harder to buy from because Brexit. But for information, at the very least, you can go and they'll need to tell you there if they're using colouring. And we do, I think, when we're doing product descriptions for our online shop, I do often try and include whether there's colouring or not, but it's sometimes quite hard to find out.
Yeah, it really is.
So if you go to a German retailer, at least you'll know then if that affects whether you're buying a bottle or not.
The other way to often be able to tell is if it is chill filtered.
Yes.
If it's been chill filtered and it's down at 40%, chances are they're also adding colouring to it.
Basic.
basic.
You're basic.
Basic. But there's nothing wrong with these ones that gets you
Absolutely
into
not.
whiskey.
I am
But yeah.
basic in many ways.
Yes. It's just, it would be nice if they were more transparent.
Yes.
And tell you exactly. Like, I don't mind if you're telling me you've added colour to this. But, yeah, it would be nice to know one way or another.
Yeah, agree. It would be good actually to have that on the bottles.
Yeah, I think that would... It's weird that in Scotland, the very place that the rules are the strictest, as far as we're aware,
Yeah, then
that they don't
have it.
have to declare it, but they do in Germany. Well done, Germany. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our video. Subscribe down here for more like this, and join us again next time. Slange! Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our video. If you did, please give it a like and a subscribe. And you can follow us on social media at The Grail Tastings. See you next time. Slange.
Well done, Germany. I feel that's quite German.
Yeah.
Facts. Would you know?
What is
facts.
beeping? What is beeping? Is he gonna die?